Hello, everybody, and thank you again for joining us for Sheen Talk Live. This is Kimberly Chapman, publisher.
And Sammi Haynes, editor-in-chief of Sheen magazine.
Yes, you are. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes, it is. In Atlanta, Georgia, we are here and delighted to be here for Sheen Talk Live.
Yes, and we have a very beautiful lady here, Nikki Payne.
Yeah, Nikki Payne has been putting us in pain. Just laughing the entire time.
I'm telling her she's got to be a stand-up comic because I've been hollering in here.
Oh my God. Yes, we have. And Nikki, it's a real pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
You are a breath of fresh air. I've needed this.
Thank you.
Really, you really did. Because, sometimes you do a lot of things, you just like, oh. But you lifted our spirit.
Yes, you are a spirit lifter.
And that's great. And I think this is in line, we're in Breast Cancer Awareness Month and Domestic Violence Month, and people just need to be uplifted in their spirit, need to be transformed.
Yep,
and I can already know when you get on stage, you just give words that transform people's lives.
Yeah, I try to.
So tell me this whole thing about you being the comeback queen. What does that mean?
Okay, so I am a normal girl. I am the person that you grew up with, right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
And so I met this man, right? Oh, he was so good to me. And I had a son, and we got together, and he was like, oh, he just didn't date me, he dated my son, right? And I stayed in this little raggedy house, and he came in, and he helped me with the little raggedy house, right? And then I got pregnant. We went to Las Vegas, got married for $69, right? We came back, he said, oh, this little bitty house is okay, I want to get you this big house. I said, oh, okay, that's good. So my little raggedy house, the mortgage was like $500-600. So he built this house. It's like $300,000 house, 5 bedrooms, everything, right? And so this mortgage was maybe $1,400. So I had this little raggedy car. It's like one of those cars like you back it up like this and go, like one of those cars. And so he's like, I like that car, but I want to get you a new car. So he got me a new car, right? And so then what happened is he kind of started changing. Right? So I never had a man in my life, like a real man.
Mm-hmm.
So he came in and he said, he had his own business. He said, well, I have all this money, like $100,000 or something like that in the bank. He said, if something happens to me, I want to make sure you're okay. He said, so I want to put your name on it. I said, okay. He said, and my account gets interest and you have a job and I want you to, won't you put some of your money into this account so it'll draw interest? And I'm like, well, that don't sound right, So I asked my mom, and she said, well, how much money he got? I said, 100 and something. She said, how much you got? I said, about $100. And she said, fool, you better do it, right? So I asked my aunt, same thing, fool, you better do it. So I did it, But then he started changing, and he started getting controlling. And then I started having to ask for my money. So my money is going into this account, and I'm asking him, where's my debit card? And he said, well, how much do you need? I said, well, I need to get some gas. He said, oh, you need $20. He gave me $20, right? But I'm living this great life. I got a 5-bedroom house. I got 2 kids. I got a car. I got this image, right? He's not beating me. Right? So then I go to the store. He said, well, where you going? I'm going to Walmart. So you coming straight back? Yeah. So while I'm in Walmart, he might call 3 times. What you doing? Where you at? I said, I'm finna come home. But on the way home, I need to get some gas. And so he, when I got home, it's like, well, you should have been here 17 minutes ago. I said, I had to get gas. He said, but you didn't tell me you had to get gas. I said, I didn't know I had to tell you, right? But again, I got this wonderful life. And so one day, I came home, make it real quick. One day, came home, with my great family. And within 4 hours, he shot and killed my 7-year-old son. He shot and killed my 2-year-old daughter. He tried to kill me and I lived. And then he killed himself, right? So in 4 hours, I go from this great, great life to having nothing. Like everything in my life was based off of titles. I was a mama, right? I was a wife. I was the girl at the bank with the attitude. I was the girl that had the money. I had shoes and I had cars. And then when I lost them, I lost me. And so here I am. I have nothing. I end up in a mental institute. I got hooked on the drugs at the mental institution. I cut off all my hair. It probably wasn't my real hair, but I took all the hair out.
Oh God.
And I didn't have any tattoos, so I ended up with all these tattoos and all these piercings. So if you see someone on the street and you say, well, how did they get like that? How did they get homeless? That was me. I didn't have any money. So the money that was in the bank, he never put my name on the account. And because he had all these businesses, they came in and took the money because he owed, and they took all the money. So I lost my house, I lost my car, I lost my mind, I lost everything, right? And so I was at zero, I was less than zero, right? And then I was like, how did I get here? He didn't beat me. He wasn't mean to me. When I was in school, they said, if someone punches you, that is wrong. But nobody ever said, if you're scared to voice your opinion, then that's also wrong. Right? So, I'm gonna tell you how I got the comeback queen. So, I was at less than zero. And so I wasn't going around my family, and my mom was really, really sick. And so my mom called me one day, and she says, oh, I love you. I want to see you. I want to put my eyes on you. That's what my mom said. I want to put my eyes on you. And I was so high, and I was so drunk, that I was like, oh, I can't let my mama see me like this. I said, Mama, I'll call you back. I'll come over there tomorrow, and hung up in my mama's face. So I get to my mom's house the next day, and I walk in the house, and I said, Mom, do you want something to drink? And my mama, she's sassy. She had an attitude, she's not gonna talk to you. And so she didn't say anything. So I went in the refrigerator, I got the Coke, and I went back in her room, and I said, oh, Mama, you're tripping. And she was dead.
Oh, no.
And my mama was blue. And she had this fluid coming out of her mouth. And it was so sad. And I said, all these years in between my kids' death and my mom, I didn't live because I was high, because I had guilt, because I didn't have direction. And I don't want to die like this, I don't want to die from grief. I don't want to die and my life means nothing. I don't want to die and my kids' lives mean nothing. So from that day, it was no more pills. It was no more drinking. It was no more the other crazy stuff I did. No more tattoos. But that was the first day I started living. And it was hard, but it was necessary. And so now everybody says, if Nikki can lose everything and she can come back, she's the comeback queen. And so when people call me that, I take it and I love it and I'm happy. And so that's where my name comes from.
Wow, it is so interesting that you've been through a lot. That is overwhelming. And we were in a meeting yesterday. We was talking about domestic violence does not only resonate with physical fist or slapping or any of those things. It can be verbal. It can be just wanting affirmation or seeking affirmation, or even just trying to voice your opinion, like you said, but not knowing it is a form of a jail, a prison. But wow. So tell us, how did you take all of that you've gone through, and what is the message that you give to people on an everyday basis to live through it?
Well, when my kids died, I died. I lost my smile. I did not smile for maybe 8 years. I did not smile. You couldn't make me smile. My eyes were dark. I look older than I am now. But what I learned is, I think I didn't smile because of the guilt. Sometimes things happen to people and they want to be happy, but they feel guilty for being happy. I feel guilty for living after that. I feel guilty for prospering after that. I feel guilty for moving on. And so I tell people, it's okay to be happy. You may not be the same happy, but it's okay to be a new happy, right? And it's okay to smile.
Right.
And I always tell people, you can earn your smile back. I earned my smile back. Every time I see somebody, I hug them and I love on them and I smile because I'm able to smile when I wasn't able to do that. So when I see people, it's always, You know, sometimes you have to coach yourself through the day. You have to coach yourself through the hour. You have to coach yourself through the minutes. But it's okay, because your journey is your journey, and no one should rush you. In my journey, I went forward, then I went backward, then I went forward again, and that's okay. You know, so that's my message. You know, your own pace, you'll be okay.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
You said something like, take a stand and stop the hurt walk.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Well, it's been, this year marked 10 years since my kids have passed. But to me, it's the first year. It's the first year I've ever, not celebrated, but just did something in their memory. And what I found is, over the years and with me speaking, is sometimes people just accept things. But we need to take a stand against it. You know, there's a lot of men against domestic violence. You know, you see a lot of women, but there are men that take a stand, and they want to stop the hurt. They have daughters. They don't want their daughter hurt. They want to take a stand. And so when we do this, when we're doing this walk next week, it's everyone there is taking a stand against domestic violence, all forms of domestic violence, right? And we're going to stop the hurt, verbal hurt, mental hurt, financial hurt, fist hurt, all
Right.
that.
Because I love the part that domestic violence is just not one-dimensional. There are so many ways that you can actually be.
Right. And I
present.
found that same sex, they have domestic violence. A lot of men are victims of domestic violence, but they never speak out. You know, we always hear about the women, but we never hear about the men. And there are a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you become so clear? Like, when I'm looking at you now, you don't look like what you've been through. So how did you find your center? How did you become so clear and be able to really, even like you just said, celebrate 10 years?
You know, I'm still finding that clear. I'm still finding it. Like, people look at me and they say, she's there. But to me, I'm not there. You know, I think from 1 to 10, I'm a 7. But I'm a strong 7, and I'm a centered 7, and I hope to be a centered 10.
Yeah.
You know, but my 7 is, you know, I had to cut off people, you know, that want to keep me at a 6 and under. I had to cut, and some of those were family. I know they looking, they mad, but you know, a lot of them were family. But a lot of regaining Nikki was not worrying about other people and their opinions, and not worrying about what people think about me. And just taking care of Nikki. I had to find out, I had to learn the difference between being selfish and self-care. It's not selfish of me to not allow you to pump things into me, negative things into me. That's self-care for Nikki. I don't have to deal with that. Yeah, you may say, well, Nikki, she didn't even listen to me with my problems, but you know what? Nikki got to take care of Nikki.
Right.
And that's how Nikki stays at her 7. So.
Right.
I hope I answered your question.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you did. You know, you're a motivational speaker. You really sister to those who need sisters and brothers and mother. So tell me this, you know, what is the message? Like, what is the message that every time you get in front of people and you really talk about your experience, what do you want people to really hear and understand from you?
Most of the time, it's earn your smile. And I know that sounds odd, but there's so many people going through different things. And when I walk in the room, people always compliment me on my smile.
It's
And
beautiful.
So, thank you.
It is.
Appreciate that. So people always compliment me on that, and it's the first thing they see. But then I notice they're not smiling, and that they're hurt. So even though I talk about domestic violence, even though I talk about grief and I talk about loss, I always like to end on the positive. I like my message to be positive. Whatever you're going through, you can get your smile back. And it's okay to smile and live.
Wow.
So yeah, that's really my message.
I love it. I
Thank you.
love it. I love it. And the Chapman just listening in.
Yeah, because you know, at first I felt like walking off the set. So I'm trying to get myself right.
Right. I got you. I mean, you are a powerful woman.
Thank
and
you.
for you to sit in that seat, what you've gone through, and be able to smile through it, I know that was a tremendous journey to get to this space. And I want to ask you this question, and I hope this question doesn't offend you, but I do want to know, you know, and I know you probably asked God this, but why do you think God left you here? Out of everything, why did he leave Nikki here?
Well, when my kids died, I stopped believing in God. Because all my life, I grew up and people said, you know, God doesn't make mistakes. But I said, well, God, why would you take kids? There must not be a God, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But over the years, I've realized that I think I blame God for things that the devil did. And, you know, the devil meant for me to leave, but God saved me, you know? And that reason, I don't really know yet. And I'm still trying to find it out. But every day it gets clearer. And I think right now, at this point in my life, God left me here just so I could tell people it could happen to you, you know. You have to know the warning signs.
Mm-hmm.
And even if things happen to you, you know, you can make it through. Mm-hmm. And so I think at this point, that's why God has me here.
Awesome. So, Nikki, please share with everybody that is listening to us today. How can they find you on social media and really begin to follow and maybe even participate in the walk on Saturday?
Yes. So on Instagram and Facebook, my Instagram and Twitter and everything else is at Nikki's NIKKIS_PAYNE. And I would love for you to join me at the walk. The website for the walk is www.stopthehurtwalk.com. And it's also in the bio of my Instagram.
Nice. Stop the hurt. This is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I love the fact that we really talked about that domestic violence is not one-dimensional. It can come in many forms. You are the most valuable asset. Thank you, Sheen Magazine, for this opportunity. And we want to thank 108 Praise, My MBN, CBN on Channel 4. And also pick up your copy of Sheen Magazine at Walmart, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Target, Walgreens. And of course, go to sheenmagazine.com. We are always on the pulse of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And today we really had a real conversation about domestic violence. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And ladies and gentlemen, continue to watch us on sheenmagazine.com.